welcome to Mr. Paul's Pantry. I'm Mr. Paul, and today I'm going to show you how to make a nice soft white sandwich loaf. Now there's nothing complicated about making bread. The only difficult thing about it is waiting in between times for it rising. That's the only difficulty. If you haven't a lot of patience, you haven't a lot of things to do in between, that's where the difficulty lies. The actual ingredients are very, very simple. It's flour, salt, sugar, a little oil or butter, and some water. Not forgetting the important thing, yeast. Simple as that. The very first thing we're going to do is add the salt into the flour and just give that a little stir. And then we'll put that to one side for the moment until we need it again. The next thing is our warm water. Now don't forget, the full instructions and directions, should I say, and the recipe will all be underneath the video and on my website, so don't need to worry about that. So we're going to add to this warm water our sugar. Dissolve the sugar. And next thing we're going to add the yeast. Now yeast these days comes in a very handy little packet, whether it's in the UK, whether it's in Spain where I am, or you're in the US. It's always in the proper measured amount usually. 7 grams is what you need. It's about 2 teaspoons, but don't worry about that. 7 grams to this recipe is what we need. This is instant yeast. Now, you don't really have to dissolve this in the water if you don't wish. You can mix it with the dry flour and it will still work. The only difference is it will take a little longer to get moving because the sugar in the water is feeding the yeast, and that sets it going and starts bubbling and fermenting. So we just let that dissolve a short while. While that's dissolving, I want to add the oil into the flour. Next, we don't need to wait any longer now. We've dissolved the yeast. The yeast mixture and sugar go into there. That's it. And we start to mix that. Now normally I mix this in my stand mixer. Because of my arthritis, kneading bread by hand is very, very difficult for me. So I don't usually do it. So I'm going to mix this like you would be doing if you were going to knead it by hand. If you were going to mix it in a stand mixer, then you just add all the ingredients straight into your mixer bowl and not into this mixing bowl like this. Okay? Now, once I've got all that incorporated, and when you start kneading by hand, all these little bits will come together eventually. You need to push out with the heel of your hand and pull it back with your fingers and turn it half a turn. Just push it out with the heel of your hand, pull it back and do that. It's as simple as that. So it's push, back, turn. Push, back, turn. Push, back, turn. And eventually keep mopping up these little bits and you'll get the hang of it. That's a nice rhythm to be going at. You don't need to go fast, you don't need to use a lot of energy. As I said, it's difficult for anyone with arthritis in their thumbs like I have to do this for 10 minutes. Now 10 minutes seems a long time, and it is a long time if you're in pain, but using a stand mixer, it takes just 6 minutes and you get the same results. a lot of people, I'm doing this because a lot of people don't have a stand mixer, of course. So we're gathering all the little bits and pieces up now, as you can see. Push, back, turn. Push, back, turn. That is the simplest way of kneading dough. And it will come to a nice smooth dough. Elastic and smooth. But whatever you do, don't start adding more flour to the thing. A lot of people, they put loads and loads of flour on the deck, and what you're doing there is you've already added flour which you weighed originally. You're adding more flour which is upsetting the recipe, which is not good. It's getting nice and soft now. Now after 10 minutes of kneading, you should finish up with something like this. And you see how stretchy it is. It's got nice and stretchy. That's what we need, something elasticy looking and smooth. You see how smooth it is on the top. There we are. Now, just have a little clear up before we go any further. There we are. Now take a bowl. I've just lightly greased this. You can use butter, lard, oil if you want. I've just used a little spray oil just to grease it in there. Take your dough, get it into a nice ball, put it down into the grease pan bowl first, just to grease the top a little bit, stop it going dry, and then cover it with cling film. Just like that. And leave it in a nice warm draft-free place until it doubles in size. Now normally that will take about 1 hour, and I usually set my timer for 1 hour and come back, and it's normally just touching the cling film when I come back. I'll come back in 1 hour. See you later. Welcome back. Here we are 1 hour later. It was actually a bit chilly in my kitchen today, so we were talking about an hour and 10 minutes actually. Yes, depends on the temperature of your kitchen. An hour and 10 minutes. So there's the dough, nicely risen. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to just lightly dust our work surface and then remove the dough. And what we're going to do next is we're going to knock out all the air that's formed inside. The yeast has bubbled up and produced lots and lots of air bubbles inside, so we're going to knock it out. This in the trade we call knocking back, okay? I know it seems a bit silly waiting for it all to rise up and then flattening it down again, but that's the way it is. You know, we have to do these silly things sometimes. So there we are, all the air is knocked out. All I want to do now is just keep folding it to the middle. And what I'm looking for is a nice, smooth, rounded top, okay? Nice sausage looking shape. And I'm going to pop it into my loaf tin. Now this, all my baking life, has been known as a 2-pound loaf tin. Now I get told off for calling it that. It's a 900-gram loaf tin. Do beg your pardon. Now put the bread in the tin, just like that, and cover it with a cloth this time, not cling film. Just a cloth, cover it over and leave it again for 1 hour or until it's sitting about 1.5 inches above the tin sides. Okay? So I'll see you again later. So here we are now then, 1 hour later. Nicely risen. All that remains is a little flour on top just to make it look a little bit more professional. And into the oven we go. Well, here we are, 30 minutes later. This is the finished product. Okay? beautiful white sandwich loaf. Now I'll just let that cool for about 30 minutes and then we'll have a taste. Well, here we are. The loaf is now cooled. And just as I thought, absolutely delicious. Now remember what I said, I'm not expecting you to make loaves every day of the week, but if you bother to make this just once in a while, I can guarantee it will be a real treat. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up down below, leave a comment if you like, and most importantly of all, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, press the subscribe button and you'll be informed every time I set up a new video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.